Islamism. I first want to go over this little short reading. On arriving at Cairo, two phases of the city are ever on the mind: the bazaars and the pyramids. I take them in the order named. In the bazaars, the different trades and nationalities have, as a rule, separate quarters. There are the Egyptian bazaar, the Persian bazaar, and the abode of the Moors. I repeat, and the abode, and we know what a abode is, of the Moors, who sell blankets, fezzes, and other articles from the Barbary Coast in a part called Within the Chains, are silks and other Lebanon and Constantinople goods. The gold and silver bazaars, where native jewelry is weighed against your coin and 10 to 25% added for manufacturing, which we know who is always connected with jewelry, with 25% and interest, all this craziness. The drug, spice, and perfume bazaar, which is all the Moors. Remember, the three manuscripts that was taken from the Moors: history, philosophy, and medicine. The drug, spice, and perfumes bazaar, some of the latter heavy and pungent, quote-unquote, Oriental, which is Moorish, odors run into fancy figures, generally one story, sometimes two or more, each succeeding story projecting over the one beneath, and all covered in overhead with skylights and matting. As in Canton, the shops rarely exceed 16 feet. Now, I feel like that Canton is from Canaan or Canaan. In the dim twilight sits the impassive, unspeakable, quote-unquote, Oriental, which is the Moorish Empire. So I wanted to go over that reading. And this date is, let me go look and see what it said on the post. 1892 was that manuscript. I want to go over two more. Sheik Haji Tahar sues. The street fair, Montpelier and Midway, held in the city during Old Home Week, is not yet over, says the Argus. The Central Vermont Railroad and Sheik Haji Tahar are having their innings. Now remember that. The Sheik is at bat. Again, the Sheik is at the bat, and the Central Vermont is a defendant. Sheik Haji Tahar, the Sheik is at the bat. What Drew Ali say when he wrote home? I am going to bat. Ain't that crazy how that's quote-unquote slang or term was used now? I don't know this date. But again, the Sheik is at the bat, and the Central Vermont is a defendant in a suit that has been brought in New York for the recovery of one trunk that the Sheik lost when he left the city, the value being set up at 5,000 notes. All the valuables the Sheik possessed appeared to be locked up in his trunk, including the 7 boxes, 7 boxes, one within the other in the inner circle, of which had reposed the Sheik a hair from the beard of Mohammed, which alone the Sheik had valued at 2,000 notes. We spoke about that on the live where the barber of Mohammed kept a hair of the Prophet Mohammed under his tongue and one taped to his arm and one in a little bag around his neck. Ain't this crazy, man? It is said that in the papers making up the suit, several typewritten pages are taken up describing the great value of the hair and how it was the means of saving the Sheik's life. The loss of the trunk has been a great worry, and it is said has caused several trips of their agent to New York. The Sheik claims he sent his trunk to the depot here, and when he reached New York, he had the check but no trunk. So again, Sheik Haji Tahar sues for a trunk, and it had one of Muhammad's hairs in it. And we did the study of the barber of Muhammad kept one hair of Muhammad under his tongue, one taped to his arm, and one in a bag around his neck. So now we're going to get to these European daughters running off with the Moors. Brigands capture girls. 14 Berlin maidens vanish with band of Moorish variety performers. Berlin, and this is Germany. Moro Rubios. We can break all the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Moorish sons. A Moorish invasion, but these 14 European daughters ran off with the Moors, which though bloodless was so successful as to result in the capture of 14 prisoners, has set Berlin by the ears. The Moors in question are a troop of picturesque brigands with black curls, bronze skin, white teeth, and laughing eyes. They have been appearing in variety performances. The Sheik is a magnificent specimen of physical manhood, and his bearded followers are hardly inferior. Having finished their engagement here, they were sent a few days ago to Cologne. Simultaneously, 14 pretty girls vanished from as many Berlin homes, and the city was in an uproar. Search was instituted, but the police had not far to look. The girls were in Cologne, each with a swarthy Othello. European daughters, but they're saying they captured them and all this, man. Like I said, them harems, the European daughters was running off. When their fathers ordered them home, they promptly refused to obey. Obey. They had fallen desperately in love and would not be separated from the objects of their affection. But they're saying they're prisoners, man. That's such a shame. Then someone had an inspiration, and straight away the Moors were accused of hypnotism. The Sheik thought it over. It sounded bad. He admitted that, but he did not know it was. He had never heard of hypnotism, but he impressed upon the police that he was entirely willing to be fair. He would pay the parents a good price for their daughters and take them to Morocco. Hypnotism. Oh, man. Just wanted to go through some of these quick little readings. I leave you in love and peace, divine honors, divine respect to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, Islamism.